Welcome, everyone, to Talented Universe on this 14th day of October in 2025. Today, I've got Marcia with me. Marcia, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. We were talking about fall weather. I'm here in Florida, but we actually do get a breeze, a little breeze of fall, so I'm ready for it.
Well, that's good. That's good. And I am so thrilled to introduce our guest today from The Voice Season 28, Liam Von Elbe. Liam, how are you doing this fabulous day in October? I still can't believe it's October already.
Man, I'm good, man. Like I said, the weather is incredible, so it's hard to have a bad day when the weather is super nice. So I'm good.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Now, I'll get started with the normal silly questions I ask, but I have a feeling you're going to have a different answer than some of the others have had, just because of what you have done for years in your regular job.
Yeah.
But when you came through those doors and got out on that stage, did you black out at all and not remember what went on? You
Oh yeah.
did.
Oh yeah.
You did. See, I thought maybe you wouldn't because of you being in the
No,
industry for so many years.
no, it's so different, when you're behind the scenes. It's you're not going to be the one out on stage performing, so way different feeling this time. And yeah, I I mean, when I say I couldn't feel my hands, I could not feel my hands. That's how nervous I was. So
Really?
oh
Wow.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Now you
Yeah.
had been on stage. You got pulled on stage a couple of years ago in
Mhm.
one of the concerts.
Yep.
Did
Yeah,
you?
I was working for Paramore at the time, and
Mhm.
uh and they heard me singing at sound check, so they, asked me to sing at the show that night, and I didn't believe them at first, but they're like, "No, no, no, I'm serious. Like, we'll get middle of our set, we'll leave the stage and you can have it for 5 minutes. You can sing whatever you want." I was like, "Oh man, okay, I guess I'm doing this." So I sang "Dreams" by Fleetwood Mac. I said on the show I sang "Landslide," but I messed up. But yeah, I sang "Dreams" by Fleetwood Mac, and it was awesome. The response was super cool, and yeah, Paramore, they're just one of the best people I've ever worked with. Just for them to give me that opportunity, it was amazing.
So they probably kind of set your path in motion without really realizing it, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think for them it was kind of like a, yeah, sure, man, go up on stage and sing, whatever. But for me, it was very such a big moment. It was so important to me, and it was like for me, it felt like, wow, this is I've never sang for whatever it was, 4,000, 5,000 people. So
Mhm.
it was a yeah, really really cool thing to experience. So I'm so grateful that they let me do that.
Yeah, because it was funny when you said that you sang "Landslide," and I was thinking, okay, I'm trying to remember that Fleetwood Mac song. I had to look it up, and it was
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
had just totally forgotten about that one.
yeah, yeah,
But if you said "Dreams," then I would have known right what that
yeah,
was.
yeah. I messed that up in the interview.
Well, that's because you were probably nervous, and
Very nervous.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, there you go, there you
yeah.
go. Well, after that, I'm going to pass it over to Marcia for a little bit.
Cool.
Marcia, you're muted.
Well, darn, that's not good.
Well, Liam
Yeah.
might have done it. I mean, who knows? He knows how to do
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
things.
some people prefer me muted, but
Yeah.
but hi, Liam.
Hello, hello.
So, your path to Nashville has is interesting because you're originally from much further north than that. So,
Yeah.
can you tell us something about your path to Nashville?
Yeah, I'm from upstate New York, a town called Plattsburgh, and yeah, growing up in high school I always loved music, but I never really performed a ton because I was always just terrified. Um, but I realized kind of later into high school that I wanted to pursue music, but more on the technical side. So when I graduated high school, I moved to Orlando, Florida, went to college at Full Sail University, and got my degree in show production. So just learning about, concerts, events, and lighting, video, audio, the whole thing, and had a really good time. I learned a lot in school and was very lucky and grateful that a company out of Nashville came to our school to do interviews and hired me and all my friends at the same time. So we all, moved to Nashville together and started working for the same company together, and it was really cool and a special time. And yeah, I'm so grateful for that opportunity. But yeah, I've just been touring on the road, doing the whole technical side for, over 10 years. And throughout that time, I've always loved music. I never stopped singing and playing, but I just always kind of kept it to myself. But the past 2 years, I've really been wanting it more and trying to take it more serious. So, and I've always watched the show. I've always been a fan of The Voice, and um, I always said maybe someday I'll audition for the show if I can get the courage to do it. So um, yeah, I still can't believe that I actually got through it without passing out, honestly. So yeah, yeah.
So what was the deciding factor? You said you were thinking about being on The Voice. You viewed it for years. What was it that tipped the scale and sent you to the audition?
Um, you know, uh, the last tour I did was it was an incredible tour. But it was long. It was a 2-year tour and a lot of work. And I think I just at the end of it, I was so mentally and physically tired. Um, and I really told myself, I was like, I think I need to take a break from work and touring a little bit, and focus on myself and my music for once in my life. And The Voice just kind of seemed like a perfect thing for me to do when that tour ended because it just seemed like a fun thing to do. I was like, I'll meet some people, I'll push myself and learn something about myself because it's definitely out of my comfort zone. So, um, I don't know, it just felt like the perfect time for me to audition for the show. So that's kind of what led me to
And
do it.
was it one audition, one tape, one time, or did you do multiple times? And
This was my first time auditioning for the show. Yeah.
well, that's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
That is amazing. And listening to your blind, which I've done, I admit, more than a couple of times, is was really enthralling. And you mentioned we know that you have worked soundboard, which looks kind of like a spaceship to me. With
Yeah.
all and I see and feel the depth of your skill in using the soundboard when you have made your videos. I've listened to a lot of your videos too,
Hmm.
and it's very clean and there's a lot of depth to it. And I saw that you had talked about your quest to enhance people's performance by using the soundboard. So you do your own mixing?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I'm in my studio right now at my house, but yeah, I will. I produce music for friends and stuff like that. I don't do it full time or really charge anything. It's for fun, and I do record and produce a lot of my own stuff. But I've been kind of venturing out and trying to work with other producers and stuff like that, just because it's fun to have someone else who does it professionally kind of help you make a song even better. But yeah, I'm very passionate about audio in general, even outside of concert stuff. I just love audio. I love when things sound good, so it's definitely,
Mhm.
a hobby of mine.
And your song choice, "Slow Dancing in a Crowded Room," how did you come about choosing that particular song?
Honestly, John Mayer is someone that I've listened to my entire life, and he's probably one of my biggest inspirations, him and The Fray. And that song just means a lot to me. It's a song that like my mom and it's one of our favorite songs. And when I saw it, I just was like, I think this might be the perfect song for me to do for my audition because it kind of shows exactly what I like in music and my style, and so it just felt like the perfect pairing for my
Mhm.
audition.
Yeah. Let's talk about your style because you kind of pull from more than a couple of different genres. How did you find your style?
I don't know. I think I'm still finding it every day. I like I said, this music thing is it. Even though I've been doing it a long time, it still feels new to me because I never
Mhm.
really dug into it and took it serious until a year or two ago. So I've been experimenting a lot with my writing and music in general. I used to only do like slow singer-songwriter, sad
Mm-hmm.
boy kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm really experimenting with other genres and trying to find, you know, my style and genre, but definitely acoustic indie folk stuff is like currently what I'm doing and what I love. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And Michael, you can jump in anytime, but I did want to ask you. Um, Everybody has sung something in the shower, in school, but
Yeah.
not everybody gets up on stage or can get up on in front of people. Do you remember the first time you actually got up in front of people to sing and what that felt like?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like one of the first times that I like actually sang for people um was in high school. We would have bonfires, hang out in the woods and stuff, and every now and then I would bring my guitar and sing for some friends. So, yeah, I mean, really just that. The first time I really performed for people,
Yeah.
um, I played like a small show at the restaurant that I was working at the time. It was called Aleka's,
Hmm.
and I think that was like my first show. But other than that, I mean, I did a couple writers rounds in Nashville the past 2 years with friends, but I mean, the Paramore thing was like the first time I like really performed for people. So, um, yeah,
Yeah.
wild.
When I heard about that singing, Paramore saying, "Okay, you get up on stage," I'm like, that to me would have been terrifying. But
Oh
you
yeah.
you took advantage of that moment.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it was at first I was like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. And then my buddy that I was working with at the time, I was like, dude, you have to. Like, are you kidding me? You have to do this. It's like, yeah.
Hmm.
And I was like, ah, you're right. I gotta do it. So, the guys I was working with were super kind to me and, gave me a little sound check to like in my ears and stuff, making sure that I felt comfortable and it sounded good. And so that helped a lot because the sound for me is really it's so important. I have a hard time singing actually when the sound's not great. So, because there's a couple times that I've sang at some bars and stuff like that in Nashville, and the sound is just not the greatest, and it just makes it hard for me to like get into it and sing
Hmm.
good. So to be able to sing at the Paramore thing and have in ears and get a sound check and feel good about it, that meant
Hmm.
everything.
And as a songwriter, I went on your, I think it was your Twitter page. Oh no, it might have been your Instagram, and
Yeah.
you had a little video about spending all day on a song and realizing that it's like not working.
Yep. That happens all the time. I think if you're really a songwriter and you're writing a lot, you have a lot of days where you're like, well, this isn't the greatest thing I've ever written, but it kind of leads you to the next thing. Every song you write isn't going to be the best, so you got to kind of get all the bad stuff out before you find what's good. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, it's hard. Those days are always tough though. You spend all this time on a song, you're like, no, this is actually pretty bad. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna move on from this. So,
So, did you this particular song that you were thinking about when you were doing that? Did you put it away permanently, or did you revisit it, or?
I don't think I've revisited it since, but after sitting on it, I was like, "Ah, okay, it's not that bad. It just needs a lot more work." But I haven't revisited it since. I just kind of
Mhm.
moved on. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
What about collaborating with people? I know you've done duos, and I've seen some of those.
Yep.
Yeah, r- writing. Do you pretty much do solo writing?
Um, I do a lot of solo writing, but I've done a lot of collaboration for sure.
Hmm.
Some of the music on my Spotify was co-writes and stuff. So, um, I love writing with people.
Hmm.
It's the best, and also just singing with people in general is just
Hmm.
it's so fun. And I never really allowed myself to sing with other people because I was always too afraid for some reason. So, um, that's something I really learned on the show as well. I was like, oh wow, it's really fun to sing with other singers. So definitely gonna try to collab with people moving forward. That's for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Michael, did you want to
Yeah. I was
jump
going
in?
to ask, with the collaboration, um, did you find it a challenge to do it the first time to sing with on the show or anybody else? Did you find it a challenge to try to work together and make something sound right, or did it just come
Yeah.
natural for you?
No, I think it depends on who you're singing and collaborating with. Some people for sure it just blends perfectly and it's amazing and it's a perfect match. And other times with certain people it doesn't work or you really got to work at it to find kind of the sweet spot
Hmm.
between the two of them. So, um, yeah, for the most part though, everyone that I've sang with and collaborated with, it's been such a great time. But I definitely have a few people or friends that anytime I get together and sing with them, it's just like, oh man, this is great, you know. So,
So you would really like to do that in the future, then you would
oh
say.
yeah, for sure. I will always be collaborating with people. It's the best. I mean, I think that's, you know, the biggest, most important part about music is it kind of brings people together and especially songwriters and singers. I mean, when two amazing singers get together, most of the time it's,
Mm.
you know, it creates something incredible. So, um, yeah, I'll definitely be collaborating with people moving forward.
Yeah. Did you find have I don't know if I dare ask this. If you don't want to answer this, then don't.
Yeah.
Um, was there anybody on your team that you really connected with?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Um, my buddy Aiden, I mean, him and I are like this, and man, he is one of the best singers I've ever met. Honestly, you know, in the past 10 or 12 years or so, whatever it's been that I've worked in the industry, you know, I've worked with a lot of um, big names, but some, you know, not all of them are the greatest singers, and so, you know, when I met Aiden, 20-year-old kid from Texas in
Yeah.
college, and he
Yeah.
is just incredible. I was like, dude. So yeah, I mean, him and I were super tight, and definitely hung out a lot, and you know, made music together. And he's just such a great dude. And I mean, our whole team, everyone on Nile. I mean, Dustin's a great friend of mine. I just got off FaceTime with him yesterday, and talked to Ravel the other day. I mean, everybody is just our whole team is so tight, you know. Um, so I think that's just like the coolest thing about the show, honestly, is no matter how far you make it, um, you make
You
such
you
close
make good
relationships.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you make like such great friends with everybody, and it's just that's the best part about the show. So
Yeah, I have noticed that when we've had other people on for the last several seasons that um, that there was some that they said they all came on the same plane and they
yeah,
didn't know each other before that, and then they found out that they were all going to the voice auditions
yeah,
on the same
yeah,
plane. So it was like, and then they ended up becoming really good friends. I just think that's so wonderful
yeah.
that
No, it's awesome.
that can happen. So
Yeah, there's Mackenzie Phipps. She's Team Snoop, but um, yeah, met her at the airport. She was on my flight and became really good friends with her. And she lives, I think, like 45 minutes from me and or an hour. But yeah, it's just cool how that happens, you know?
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's and not expected, and it just happened. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, is there anybody? Okay, let me ask you. If you had everybody turn their
Yep.
chairs, would how would you have made the decision?
I probably still would have went with Nile,
Hmm.
but I mean, it was between Nile and Buble. That would have been a tough decision. But I mean, I had my eye on Niall from the beginning. I was like, I just felt like he would be the perfect coach for me because I just feel like he would understand my style of music and the genre that I'm going for. I
Hmm.
feel like we have similar tastes in music, so to me that's a big thing because I think song selection is huge on the show. I think
It
there's
is. It can
yeah,
make or
I think
break you.
oh for sure. I mean, I've watched the show a long time and I've seen a lot of people who are incredible singers, but it's just this the song might not be right for them, and then
Yeah.
unfortunately they don't move on. So yeah, I think song selection is really important to me. So I feel like going with Niall was the right choice because I just felt like he would pick good songs for me. So
Yeah. Well, then that makes sense.
yeah,
Um, when it was all over, some of the other coaches realized that they'd seen you before.
yeah, yeah.
Was
No,
that kind of surreal for you that you?
it was pretty funny. Yeah, I've worked one or two Sleep Dog concerts, and met Niall backstage at a show one time, and met Michael Bublé at a show that I was working one time, and so yeah, it is cool to kind of reconnect and talk about that.
Yeah, I think they were kind of shocked when it dawned on them. Wait a minute, I've met this guy before.
Yeah, yep, yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah, Marsha, I'll let you go right on if you want to.
Okay. I noticed that your T-shirt that you have on says "very gently," and I don't know if that's a brand name or what is.
Yeah, no, this is actually my buddy's band in town. They're one of my favorite bands.
Oh,
Yeah.
what kind of music is it?
Kind of like indie alternative kind of.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, they've been on tour with the Fray this year, so like kind of that kind of music, like the Fray
Hmm.
kind of stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah, they're just some buddies of mine, so I'm always wearing their shirt.
Well, I kind of related that to what I perceive as the style of at least your blind song that you sang is gently, and then you start gently and you take us inside the song and then move things along. So that could be you too.
Yeah, no, that was a tough situation because the song is one of my favorite songs and it's a beautiful song. Um, and it's one of those songs that you don't really want to change too much because it's perfect. You know, it's in my eyes, it's a perfect song. So, yeah, trying to change it in my own way without, you know, ruining the song. I was wanted to make sure I did it justice. So, try not to change it too much, but I did try to add some little flavors of my style in there. So, um, and with the voice, you guys know, they usually always want like a big moment, you know, and that song doesn't really have any big moments, so I had to try to make some big moments in certain spots that felt natural. So, um, yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out, but it was a journey getting to that rendition, that's for sure.
And you're just at the beginning of that. So,
Yeah,
of course, we can't wait to see. We're looking forward to what happens on Team Nile. But
yeah.
so you got a shirt, a Team Nile shirt, right?
Oh yeah, sweatshirt. Yeah, I do.
So yeah, where is it now? Is
Yeah,
it?
it is in my closet in my room actually. But yeah, that's something I will have forever. My mom talked about maybe putting it in a frame or something. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, still
So did he autograph it for you, or what? What?
no, no, I should have asked him, but no. I yeah, my girlfriend was freaking out because she like loves Nile Horan, so that's it. She wanted Nile for me from the beginning. So the fact that he was the first
Oh,
one to turn his chair, as you can see in the audition, she like lost her
Yeah,
mind.
yeah,
So
she did.
yeah, it was hilarious.
That's all she needed.
Yep, that is all she needed. Yeah.
and she probably went blank after that, so she doesn't remember what happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was definitely so nervous to see my audition on TV because it was the first time that I get to see it since it happened. So, um, yeah, I was so nervous because I remember it going well, but I also remember being nervous. So I was just like, oh, I hope it sounds okay. I hope it's good. So, but she was like, no, like I remember like it was so good. Like you're gonna like it. So, really cool to watch it on TV live with my family for the first time. So that was really cool.
So how many times have you rewatched it? Do you need both hands or one hand?
No, I've definitely watched it a few times.
Mhm.
Because yeah, just you know, such a crazy experience. Like I just still can't believe it happened. Just because I never ever thought that I would be able to get up on that stage. I for the longest time I like hated performing for people because I was just so nervous and um it's as you guys know, I'm sure a lot of people talk about it, but it's crazy what nerves will do. I mean, when you're
Yeah.
nervous, it feels like it's like your body forgets how to sing. It's crazy. So, um, slowly getting over that as time goes on, trying to, figuring out how to manage my nerves and still be able to sing the way I know I can sing. So, yeah, that was, yeah. When I watch the audition, I think about that day, it brings up the
Mhm.
emotions again. So, yeah, I've definitely watched it a few times.
Yeah.
As a singer or musician, how do you warm up for your performance? You know, everybody's got some things that they do. What do you do?
Yeah, before The Voice, I never like did warm-ups. I mean, I took 2 or 3 weeks of vocal lessons before going out to LA, um, because I never took vocal lessons in my life, and I was like, maybe I should now that I'm actually going out there to do this thing, I should probably take a couple lessons to learn some stuff or see, if I can get a little better before I go out. And so I learned a little bit in those lessons, and yeah, I mean, I think being at The Voice, I finally learned like some warm up. They teach you some warm up techniques, which is cool. And I did notice a difference doing some warm up techniques. So I try to do those, on the regular now, and just try to keep my voice up to shape. But yeah, I never really warmed up ever in my life because I never performed. So
Wow.
yeah, I learned how to warm up when I was at the show. Yeah.
Wow. And as a songwriter, I always wondered, how do you decide when you finished a song, because you know you're writing a song and you're pouring everything into it, and how do you know when it's done?
I think it's just a feeling. Like I'm writing a song right now, and I'm really happy with what I have so far, but it's not done. I don't have a bridge yet. Not all songs need a bridge, but it just when I sing it, it just doesn't feel done yet. So sometimes it's just a feeling. Other songs I've written are kind of shorter and don't have a bridge, but it just feels right. So I think it's just a feeling. You'll know, your body will tell you if the song's done or not.
Mhm. How many
So
songs do you think you've written? Do you keep track at all?
no, I could say I haven't written enough. I know a lot of friends who've written hundreds of songs, but I, I I don't know. I think in my lifetime I've maybe written 50 or 60, but in my eyes that's not enough. I definitely need to write more. And I just never, I mean, my whole career doing the audio stuff, I didn't have time to write songs really. So I didn't really start writing until like a year or two ago. So trying
Oh,
to, write very consistently nowadays. So
wow.
Yeah.
That only 1 or 2 years ago?
Before you ask your rest of the questions, Marsha, I need to acknowledge some people that have given us a like on
Oh,
Facebook.
sure.
Devin Colby,
oh, cool. What's up, Devin?
Joy West, and Roger Noriega. Thank you very much for giving us the
Oh,
likes on
cool.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Sadly, we do not see live if you've given us a like on YouTube, we get to see that later. So, but go ahead, Marcia. Sorry, I just wanted to get that in before we
Mhm.
close, and I said, or I'll forget. So,
Yeah, and looking at some of your videos, you've used the black and white pretty frequently.
hmm
What how is that choice made? I have my own idea of what I feel like when I watch your black and white videos.
Yeah, I think it just nowadays I think the visuals are so important with the audio and if someone's listening to just the audio, they can still feel it or feel a certain thing, but when you attach a visual to it, sometimes it can help them feel it even more. And so I just think depending on the song or how I'm singing, I feel like sometimes the black and white kind of like matches the kind of melancholy sound of it. And I don't know, I'm just a fan of black and white video
Mhm.
stuff. So, but sometimes I think with when the song is right, I feel like the black and white kind of just
Yeah.
matches with it. So,
Well, I'll tell you what my impression wasn't. Not that you care, but but
yeah,
when I noticed I went back and looked, and I felt I was listening more to your sound in some ways than you kind of get distracted sometimes by the color and
yeah,
the complete stillness, and even though I want to see you and
yeah.
I see what's going on, so it is a different feel for that.
Hmm. Yep.
And now you have somebody who do you have a regular person that you work with for videos? There's an assortment of people.
No, I do all the video stuff myself. So, yeah, I definitely do want to try to do some more like live performance videos and have someone film
Mhm.
it. But pretty much all the stuff in my social media, I did myself, except for, the like music video that I did for one of my songs, "Find Your Own Way Home." I had two friends of mine from back home, they're crazy talented. So you can definitely tell the difference of like, oh yeah, this is super professional, and
Yes.
then the stuff that I do is like it's not bad, but it's also not
Hmm.
great. So, um, yeah,
That was really cute because it had, and you could actually hear, if that's one you're talking about, you could hear people talking sort of, and so it was different, and it was fun to watch.
yeah.
And, yeah. So
Well,
there were a
thank you.
lot of friends and
Yeah, I got some friends that do video stuff, so I am definitely trying to put out some more like live video stuff soon. So yeah.
another one of my now favorite videos of yours is your cover of "I Can't Make You Love Me,"
Mm,
which which is Bonnie Raitt
yep.
before. Now, did you listen to the Bonnie Raitt as well as Adele, or?
Yeah, I've listened to all of them. I definitely just connected most with Bon Iver's version,
Mm-hmm.
or Bon Iver. I still don't know what
Mm-hmm.
the right way to say his name, but um, yeah, I saw his cover of it and it just blew my mind. So um,
Mm-hmm.
tried to kind of find my own version of it. So I love that song. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. And when you sing, sometimes you close your eyes. Are you
Oh yeah.
visualizing what's happening there when you're closing your eyes?
I think it's just like a safe space for me. Like since I don't perform a lot, that's something I'm trying to get better at is opening my eyes when I sing. I think it's just a comfort thing. It helps me focus more, but um, I am it's something I'm practicing right now actually is singing with my eyes open because I think that's important to do when you're performing for people. So um, I think it's just a comfort habit that I do that I'm trying to get out of.
Actually, I think it's sort of um, enthralling when you do that because it shows us that you're inside your song and inside um, and bringing something out through your performance even more. So I don't
Yeah.
know if that's
Yeah.
something that necessarily might be a good thing or a bad thing. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, you'll experiment and figure things out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there different types of genres that you've experimented with? Um, you know,
Yeah.
reggae or yeah.
Um, I've definitely been leaning more onto the pop side, kind of
Mhm.
indie pop. I love Matt Kearney. He's kind of an inspiration where some of his older music is some of my favorite, but he's definitely been experimenting with like the modern indie pop kind of, and I've been loving it. So
Mhm.
um, I do have a song on Spotify called Deja Vu. It's one of my only like upbeat pop songs, and um, kind of you know not it's a great song. I love it. It's definitely not really me, but it was a cool song to make, and it's kind of cool to have a little bit of versatility for people. Because if people find out about me and my music, and they go to my Spotify, they might love Deja Vu, but not love my slow indie stuff. And then there's other people who might not like my kind of upbeat pop stuff, and they really like my slow indie stuff. So I'm just experimenting and trying to put out some different styles of music and see what sticks. But um, I am definitely experimenting with the pop stuff just because it's fun to make, especially with other people. It's just kind of cool to make that kind of upbeat stuff. So
Wonderful. So we are going to really be looking forward to where you go, both on The Voice and past, of course.
thank you.
And yeah, and thank you for being with us. This is
Of course.
is there anything that you would like us to know about you that maybe we haven't heard yet?
Um, no, I mean, I'm just, trying to work on some music and
Mm-hmm,
putting some stuff out. I'm
mm-hmm.
gonna try to put out some new covers here soon. So, but
Okay.
then another thing is, really just I need to make a like official post about it, but just trying to promote the voice a little bit. I think I want to tell people that people should definitely audition for the show if it's something that they've always wanted to do. They should really do it because I promise if I can do it, other people can do it. Because yeah, I never thought that I would have the guts to do it. So just trying to let people know if you're a fan of the show and you feel like you really want to audition or you've always wanted to audition, just do it. I promise you, it's fun. You know what I mean? It's just such a good time. The voice, the show is amazing. The staff, the crew, everybody is awesome. So um, just trying to tell people that they should audition for the show because I'm really glad that I did.
Super cool. That is truly inspiring. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, and I had one last question, and then you just
Mhm.
answered it a few minutes
Yeah.
ago. I was going to ask, do you have anything on Spotify or anything? And then you said it, and I go, well, there
Yeah.
goes my last question that I
No,
kept
yeah.
wanting to go back on. But also, we had another like from Haley Lauber on
Oh, cool.
Facebook. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
And then I
Haley.
wanted to post some other people just, going, go Liam from Janet Reeves.
Thanks, Janet.
And Joy West says, good luck.
Thanks, Joy.
And yeah, you had a lot of viewers and they're being very quiet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sometimes that's the way it goes. People are just very quiet. But
Yeah.
but Liam, good luck on The Voice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hope you go far. We'd love to have you back after your journey is over.
Yeah, definitely.
Whenever, however long it lasts, we'd love to
Yep.
have you back. So
Yeah.
just keep an eye out for a message from Marsha or myself and saying, hey, would you like to come back on and wrap up your things, and maybe by then you'll have more songs out.
Yeah. No, for sure. I appreciate that, guys. Definitely.
Yeah, and then Haley will be our last. Let's go, Liam. You got this.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Haley.
So,
awesome.
and on behalf of NDB Media and Talented Universe, thank you all for coming. Watch this again if there's something you might have missed. If you came in late, I know some people came in late. You can go back and start it again and watch it. It'll be the same link. Sadly, our Facebook link now, because of Facebook new policies, disappears after 4 weeks, but our YouTube link will be there all the time.
Lasts forever.
Lasts forever as long as YouTube lasts, as far as I know. So
Yeah.
everyone, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.